Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You watch Matt Taylor TV. It's coming up to 10 to 10 on the 10th of April, 2024. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. I was just watching Jamie Brown. I noticed how Jamie Brown was saying that he'll be as big as Andrew Tate. And it got me thinking, if I had a wish to be as big as anyone, who would it be? And I thought Grobnob, the greatest troll in history. So if there was anyone I'd like to match in fame and stature, it would be the one and only Grobby. Oh, how I wish I could be as famous as Grobby. Maybe one day I will. Fingers crossed. It could happen. If I just persevered, if I just believe, and if I just keep at it, maybe one day I'll be as big as Chris Brindle. Wherever he may be, no one knows now. No one knows. But of course, I need to do impressions. And while no one can do Jimmy Savile as good as Robbie, I think I'll do Tommy Cooper, just like that. Yeah, just like that. So while Robbie channels Jimmy Savile, I'll be channeling Tommy Cooper, just like that. Just like that. Taylor Tales is a collection of 20 true life stories, put together within the covers of one book for the first time. I'm Matthew Taylor, and I'm the author. My stories are brutally honest, they're funny, triumphant, but most of all, they're heartwarming. The one that's closest to my heart, Beyond the Call of Duty, a story of a mother and son's love stretched to the very limit and beyond. It's a story that puts the record straight. These stories will make you laugh, will make you cry. I hope they'll inspire you. I even hope that they'll convince you to get up and do something new. Other stories in the collection: The Bad Man, that's a scary story. The Spelling Test, have you ever got 10 out of 10 in the spelling test? Read all about it when I nearly did. A Christmas Tale, Jailbreak, Talking to God Almighty, The Worst Dream of My Life, The Ghost of Robert Pimenta. Follow Through will make you laugh. That's when I pooed my pants in Washington DC. When I was a male escort. My brush with the Russian mafia, the Ouija board, and the trouble it can get you into with dabbling with the occult. Top of the class, and the one that even brings a smile to my face, the night I met Jeff Wayne, he's of War of the Worlds fame. The Joker, Astral Travel, 2 days away with a full wallet, my homosexual experience. Hey, don't knock it if you haven't tried it. The Dirty Confessional, and a story about when I punched my mum. They're all fun, and I've done it because I want to share something of myself with you. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I've enjoyed writing it. Please check out my website, www.TaylorsFreedom.home.blog, and thank you for listening.
What Taylor did and is continuing to do makes it very obvious that he is a deranged, obsessive psychopath of the highest order. Just like his friend John Patterson, he will never stop his harmful, evil bullshit. And therefore he needs to be dealt with just like the authorities dealt with Patterson. Sectioning and no access to social media. All of Taylor
But ultimately, I want to be like Grobnob when I grow up. If only I could be like Grobnob. Maybe one day it'll happen. Yeah, you were definitely battered, mate. You were battered, you were. All right, so you've been hearing me tapping away. How funny. So the reason why I'm not, I suppose, the reason why I'm not on camera is because, oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, I get it now. I get it. I get it. I understand now. See, I am Grobnob. Hey, I knew if I wished long enough, you know what I mean? If I believed, I would eventually become Grobnob. Grobnob, the greatest troll in history. Well, somebody's got to take Grobnob's place, haven't they? May as well be me. So, yeah, Peter ran away. It's a bit nasty, isn't he? Peter was just about to tell me why I'm a nasty piece of work. Oh, but I tell you, Jake laid into you, didn't he? Jake laid into you. You see, no one likes anyone who beats up old people. Lowest of the low, that is. I took my beating on panel. I believe you had to take it. You have to take it if you dish it out. Well, interestingly, it was either Ricky or EC from Life Hut or God's Child Forever who did a privacy strike against me for showing Harry on Life Huts. Either way, I'm not particularly impressed, you know. Either way, I'm not particularly impressed. Hello, lurkers. Welcome, welcome. So come on, Peter. Where you gone, Peter? Peter! Peter! Where you gone, Peter? Can't talk too loud, everyone. Can't talk too loud. And there'll be no singing. Certainly no singing like we did last time. So we've got to keep it nice and low. And when I talk about low, I mean below the knee. Got to keep it below the knee. That's how low we got to go. Are you willing to go as low as below the knee? Let's go low, so low. You'll be touching the ground. Anyway, the thing was, I noticed Jamie Brown. I noticed Jamie Brown was live. And Jamie Brown said that he's going to be as big as Andrew Tate. And it got me thinking, who would I like to be as big as? And there's only one person I'd aspire to be like, and that's Grobby, the greatest troll in history. I'd love to attain that nirvana of consciousness in which I can be the most vilest entity and people still love me. You know what I mean? People still accept me for who I am. It's like, yes, I'm vile. I'm disgusting. I'm despicable. But would you still love me? Would you still invite me into your bed? Would you still embrace me? Will you still kiss me? Will you still brush your hand through my hair? Will you still tickle my earlobes? Would you do all of that, even being the most despicable man in history? Even more despicable than Lennon. I'm not talking about John Lennon. I'm talking about Lenin. I'm talking about Mao. I'm talking about Hitler. You know what I mean? So over to Jack, who says, Peter asked for a link earlier. I noticed. So here is his chance. Apparently Peter is best friends with Johnny. And Johnny is the brother of the mother of my children. And so according to them, I'm a despicable person. Because I'm all mouth, apparently. I'm all mouth. But that's why, and I respect Jamie Brown for aspiring to be bigger than Andrew Tate, and I do generally hope and wish Jamie Brown all the success in the world in becoming as big and successful as Andrew Tate. In the same breath, I just only hope that one day I'll be as big and as successful as Grobby. Because the one thing I'm envious about Grobby, the one thing I want to obtain, in which Grobby so easily obtains, is that love for being despicable. People accept him for being despicable. And I only wish I could reach that same level of acceptance. Oh, how I wish, how I wish. Peter obviously is afraid that Matt Taylor will beat him, as I was on G-Blocks. I don't think anyone can be beaten as much as you were beaten on G-Blocks. That was brutal. That was brutal, that was. But I do believe everyone has to go through this christening of fire, this baptism of fire, this baptism of humiliation. Some people can handle it. Other people cannot handle it. Other people will cry to their mummies and go, Mummy, Mummy, I've been humiliated. Can you go and tell them off for me? Can you go and tell them off? And Mummy will go, yes, okay, son. I'll go and tell the bullies off. And Mummy storms down the park with her rolling pin and says, now you horrible little children who humiliated my son, don't ever do that again. And she'll knock all the boys and girls across their heads with the rolling pin. But then there's other people who get humiliated down by the play yard, and they just take it on the chin. They take it as a life lesson. They take it as a learning curve, as something to learn from, as something that strengthens their character. Yes, just as Jack, just as I was saying, strengthens character. Jack comes in and says it builds character. That's the same thing. We're singing from the same song sheet. Quite right. So Peter's run away. I mean, okay, well, if you're going to come and criticise me, right, and you're going to level criticism against me, you're saying I'm all mouth. I'm all mouth. And tell me something bad about myself. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. I'll tell you how bad you are. You're all mouth. Right, and what else? What's the other bad things you've got to say about me? Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. Me and Matt are both vile. We have that in common. Yeah, man. But I just only wish we could meet people like Robbie. Robbie attained that nirvana. Oh, I just farted. Live on YouTube. Oh, I'm becoming just like Robbie. It's happening. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. One day I'll be like Robbie. one day I'll be able to stream live from my toilet. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, I do hope that day will come when I can stream live while having a poo. No, we seem to be losing viewers. Grobby wouldn't lose viewers. By now, Grobby would have at least like 99 people watching. Oh, maybe one day I'll be as big as Grobby. Where is he anyway? Someone has to take his place. And while Jamie Brown wants to be as big as Andrew Tate, I want to be big as Grobby. The most amazing troll in history. So anyway, I went down to the park today and I found an appropriate bush. I went in the bush and I had a pot noodle and it was delicious. And then I masturbated and then I took my dog for a walk and then I went back into the bush and had another pot noodle. Oh, it's a lovely fart. And then I masturbated some more. And then I came home and played Candy Crush. And then I went live on YouTube and I told all my adoring fans what a great time I had in the bushes eating pot noodles and masturbating. Oh, do you remember that time Grobby done? He was going for a record. He was going for 24 hours. The longest stream I've ever seen. The longest YouTube stream imaginable. He was going for 24 hours, but he couldn't do it because he had to have a masturbate on the 23rd hour. So funny. Grobby gave up. Matt Taylor hasn't. Yeah, well, listen, I don't think Grobby gives up, quite frankly. I think he's been forcibly detained at his king's pleasure. Yeah. So, listen, when is it my turn to go on G Block? Would I even have the guts? Just like that. Just like that. Robbie had Jimmy Savile. I've got Tommy Cooper. Just like that. Let's look up 10 best Tommy Cooper jokes. The collection of Tommy Cooper's funniest jokes. I said to the gym instructor, "Can you teach me to do the splits?" He said, "How flexible are you?" I said, "I can make Tuesdays." Just like that. Just like that. On the day of the week when you could all laugh, here are 30. Oh, right, that's I like that one. I said to the gym instructor, "Can you teach me to do the splits?" He said, "How flexible are you?" I said, "I can make Tuesdays." Just like that. Just like that. So where are those then? A collection of funniest jokes. Yes, yes, yes. Looks like I've got to scroll down a lot. Fucking talk about adverts. Where are the jokes then? Fucking hell. There ain't no jokes here. They're having us on. Enjoy. Oh, read more. There's a read more button. Man goes to the doctor with a strawberry growing out of his head. Doc says, "I'll give you some cream to put on it." Just like that. Just like that. Man goes to the doctor with a strawberry growing out of his head. The doctor says, "I'll give you some cream to put on it." Just like that. Just like that. I went to the butcher's the other day and bet him 50 quid that he couldn't reach the meat off the top shelf. He said, "No, the stakes are too high." Just like that. My friend drowned in a bowl of muesli. A strong current pulled him in. Just like that. Just like that. A strong current pulled him in. My friend drowned in a bowl of muesli. A strong current pulled him in. A man came round the hospital after a serious accident. He shouted, "Doctor, doctor, I can't feel my legs." The doctor replied, "I know you can't. I cut your arms off." Just like that. It was just like that. It was just like that. Just like that. I remember your time on the Shagger panel. It was brutal. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? I'm like a vampire. Just like that. I'm like a vampire. I need to be invited on. So yeah, if I get an invitation from G Block, I will be happy to go on and explain myself. So, our ice cream man was found lying on the floor of his van, covered with hundreds and thousands. Police said he topped himself. Just like that, just like that. Oh, well, the music's still going. Music's still going. Love it. Do love a bit of. Are we still on the Beethoven? I do think so, yeah. I actually feared for your life. Yes, you did, didn't you? Remember the first comment you said? You said, "You're a dead man. You're a dead man." But listen, we'll survive it. So I was getting into my car and this bloke said to me, "Can I give you a lift?" I said, "Sure, you look great. Your world's your after. Go for it." So I was getting into my car and this bloke says to me, "Can you give me a lift?" And I said, "Sure, you look great. The world's your oyster. Go for it." Just like that, just like that. So a guy goes into the doctor's. He says, "Doc, I've got a cricket ball stuck up my backside." "How's that?" "Don't you start." "Doc, I can't stop singing the green, green grass of home." That sounds like Tom Jones syndrome. It's common, but it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's just like that. It was just like that. It was just like that. Just like that. Right, we're coming up for a change of graphics. Ireland's worst air disaster occurred early this morning when a small two-seater Cessna plane crashed into a cemetery. Irish search and rescue workers have discovered 1,826 bodies so far. I expect that number to climb as digging continues into the night. Just like that. Just like Ireland's worst air disaster occurred early this morning. Two and a two-seat Cessna plane crashed into a cemetery. Irish search and rescue workers have discovered 1,826 bodies so far. I expect that number to climb as digging continues into the night. Just like that. Just like that. Kaylee's panel show on Sunday the 14th. Yes, should be fun. I hope I'm around for it. I should be. I should be. Would I dare? Would I dare to go on to would I dare to go on to Kaylee's panel? I don't see why not, really. Well, I'm hearing some lovely jazz. I'm hearing some lovely trumpet work. Or was it saxophone? My wife had a bad habit of biting her nails, but I cured her. I hid her teeth. My wife had a bad habit of biting her nails, but I cured her. I hid her teeth. Heard the one about two Ariels meeting on a roof, falling in love, and getting married. The ceremony was rubbish, but the reception was brilliant. Just like that. Just like that. You can lead a horse to water, but teach him to lay on his back and float, and you've got something. Yeah. I sleep like a baby. Every morning I wake up screaming around 2 a.m. They always say start at the bottom if you want to learn something, but suppose you want to learn to swim. Just like that. My doctor was a great conductor. He was struck by lightning. Just like that. I'm on a whiskey diet. I've almost lost 3 days. Just like that. Last week I went to a seafood disco and I pulled a muscle. Just like that. I went to the corner store and brought 4 corners. Just like that. I said to the waiter, this chicken soup contains no chicken. He said, there's no horse in the horseradish either. Just like that. Love it. I'm going to save me. I'm going to save. Anyway. I know. It's boring, isn't it? It's boring, isn't it? An answer machine message says, if you want to buy marijuana, press the hash code. Just like that. Just like that. My wife and I were married in the toilet. It was a marriage of convenience. Just like that. 2 kids were arrested yesterday. One was drinking battery acid and the other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off. It was just like that. Just like that. 2 cannibals eating a clown. One says, does this taste funny to you? Just like that. Just like that. It's odd, isn't it? You stand in the middle of a library and go, ah, and everyone just stares at you. But they do the same thing on an airplane and everyone joins in. Just like that. Just like that. It was just like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh. So, yeah, good luck to Jamie Brown. He wants to become bigger than Hamza, Andrew Tate, and Sneeko, etc. Good luck, mate. If only one day I could be as big as Grobnob. And what I mean by that is being accepted for who you are. You know what I mean? Just accept me for who I am. Embrace my vileness. Embrace my despicability. I just want to be accepted, you know? I just want to be accepted, man. I want to be able to get naked without people thinking that I'm going to take all my clothes off. I know. Maybe one day it will happen. Maybe one day it will happen. And maybe one day that'll be today. But, you know, apart from that, I just remember clearly when I went down to that gym instructor. I said, can you teach me to do the splits? He said to me, how flexible are you? I said, well, I can make Tuesdays. Just like that. It was just like that. I remember when I went to the doctor. I know, it was strange. I had a strawberry growing out my head. Honestly, didn't know what to do. So I went to the doctor with a strawberry growing out my head. And I said, Doc, I've got a strawberry growing out my head. And the doctor looks at it. He goes, yeah. I'll give you some cream to put on that. It was just like that. It was just like that. That reminds me of the time when I went to the butcher's the other day and I bet him 50 quid that he couldn't reach the meat off the top shelf. He said to me, no, the stakes are way too high. But, you know, it's nothing to laugh about because it reminded me of my mate. My mate drowned in a bowl of muesli once. Very upsetting. Strong current pulled him in. Just like that. It was just like that. It was just like that. That same mate, you know, before he died by getting pulled into a bowl of muesli because of the strong current, he actually went to the hospital after a serious accident. And I remember him shouting, he was saying, doctor, I can't feel my legs. And I remember this very day how the doctor replied, he said, I know you can't, I've cut your arms off. It was just like that. It was just like that. 2 Eskimos sitting in a kayak were chilly. They lit a fire in the craft. It sank, proving once and for all that you can't have your kayak and heat it. It reminds me of the time an ice cream man was found lying on the floor of his van, covered with hundreds of thousands. Police said he topped himself. But come on, the most funniest joke has got to be the island's worst air disaster. It occurred one early morning when a 2-seat Crescent plane died. Sorry, I'll start again. It's got to be Ireland's worst air disaster. It happened early this morning when a two-seated Cessna plane crashed into a cemetery. Irish search and rescue workers have discovered 1,800 bodies so far and expect that number to climb as digging continues into the night. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny. It's funny. But anyway, listen, we're coming up to an hour. I wish Jamie Brown all the luck. I really hope, fingers crossed, sincerely, that he becomes bigger than Hamza, Andrew Tate and Sneeko. I don't know who Hamza or Sneeko is, but listen, if he could become as big as Andrew Tate, I can become as big as Grobnob. You know what I mean? If Jamie Brown can do it, I can do it. And Jamie Brown believes, you know. Jamie Brown believes he can do it. I believe I can do it as well. And maybe, and all I want to be is as big as Grobnob. Someone's got to fill the vacuum of the greatest troll in history. You know what I mean? And it may as well be me. And what I mean by filling the void left by Grobnob is being accepted. Yeah, just being accepted for who I am. Being able to fart and getting applause for it. Being able to do a live from my toilet and get 100 new subscribers from it. Your link isn't valid. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why no one's been coming in, isn't it? Eh? That's why no one's been coming in. Because I'll tell you what's happened is because I cleaned all the caches. I cleaned all the caches. That's what happens when you clean all the caches. Hey, look, I'm sorry, Kaylee, the plant woman by freedom of speech. Oh, look, there's an apology coming from 10:15 on the 10th. Oh, a bit late. In 22 hours, on the 11th. All right. So, yeah, where was I? Oh, who's this then? Is that you, Convert?
Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
I just thought I'd jump on and say, after my battering,
yeah,
my respect for you has gone up even more.
Really? Why is that then?
Well, it's not easy what you do, honestly. You make it look easy. I'm not even joking. It's to just keep going and be a host and just keep things flowing. It's a gift. It's got to be a gift.
Well, sometimes it comes easy, and well, I think you've done very well myself.
I knew what I was doing. I was trying to. I wasn't being deceitful. I didn't lie about anything, but I was being very deliberate in how I was wording everything, because I wasn't going to play the game, because I was being stitched up by Plisco and a couple of others, Eric and Gay Luke. So it's just the usual thing. They thought I was going to get kicked off, but you know what? Fair play to the channel owner. He let me stay on.
Yeah, good. I'd love to see Plisco take the humiliation. I'd love to see Brian.
He got a mention because I was asked because Plisco in the chat was saying that I beat up an old woman, which is a lie. So I had to. I didn't want to go there, but they were saying, well, who was saying it? And I thought, well, I've got to say it. And he was given a pretty hard time up there. He was being mocked in the chat. He was just being absolutely. It was awkward for him because I didn't want to go there, you know. But
we all have to go there.
I've learned about Plisco, I don't know if you know this, Matt, is that he is not respected anywhere.
How can you be respected for being a porn bomber? You're distributing pornography across YouTube. That's nothing to be proud about.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
It's not pretty much, it is.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
You know, it's disgusting behaviour.
Yeah. And who does that, Matt? That's like a sort of kid does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, and it's playing dirty, isn't it? And I hate people who play dirty.
But you're playing dirty because you're now taking and adopting Grubby's logo, his intellectual property.
Oh, you think I'm playing? You think this is playing dirty?
Well, you got into trouble with that before, didn't you? With Ustream
This is
News.
satire. What are you on about? This is satire.
You might face a serious lawsuit now from Preston.
This is satire. This is satire. Come on.
We've heard that before, haven't we? We've heard that
And
before.
what's the greatest compliment? Impersonation, isn't it?
I think that you're so confident that Brindle's been locked up that you don't think he's going to find out.
Of course, I want him to find out. I want him to know how much I want to aspire to be like him. And I think by the law, because I've actually...
Yeah.
I don't think he can come back. That's the thing.
Right.
I think there's a void. And I think YouTube needs that person who farts and goes live from the toilet.
I said to
masturbates
you before, didn't I, that I only met you because of Brindle, and he was the man, wasn't he?
We're coming full circle, isn't it? Yeah. Brindle taught me everything there is to know about being a YouTuber.
And I don't think I know there's a few lurkers in the chat, but I'm sure they're aware of Brindle, but he was the man.
And talk about doing things seamlessly, doing things with ease. That man just did it, and it was like second nature to him.
But when he started to boast about only having a dog so that he could beat children, that's when our respect for him got lost, I believe. That was a turning point.
Yeah, I mean, it's two-edged sword, isn't it? Because I didn't really have any respect for him, but I had.
But I was in awe of him, you see, because I didn't know, like I said to you, my catchphrase is I'm always 5 years behind you. And, I always had this sort of sense of awe about Brindle because of what you said just now, that he was the man. He was making things happen.
Hang on, look at your profile. Who's that sitting at the desk there? How did you get that picture of me?
Well, those cameras that were placed in your house.
What cameras? Did you play? Oh, I think you've placed some spy cameras, haven't you?
You know about this.
Oh my God!
I do apologise. I thought you knew that you were being instantly watched.
Listen, everyone. This is for the wider audience. Jack placed some spy cameras in my house, and he's been spying on me ever since.
Fuck! I thought you knew about it. I do apologise.
I love being watched.
Yeah, I should have.
I remember that day when he took that picture.
Well, don't forget, I was hired, wasn't I? The rumour was that I was only going to come to meet you so I could fuck you over.
Oh yeah, and he did really, but at least you wore a condom, so that's like, and you used Vaseline.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoyed it, to be fair.
Tonight's been a great night. Everything about me is coming up. Why not?
Did you? I don't know what I'm trying to
ask. Go on,
say
it. I know you want to go there. Go on, just do it. Go on.
Was it a learning curve for you? Was it a learning curve for you? Was there a part of it, a sadistic side of you that enjoyed it? Or
totally. And the channel owner, the channel owner picked up on that. That's why I think he's pretty impressive. He picked up on it. He knew what I was doing.
No, that's wonderful. Yeah, because I recommend everyone does it. And it's a baptism of fire, which everyone needs to go through.
Well, you learn to think
if you want to be
you learn to think on your feet, don't you, Matt? That's what's good about it.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere to run. And that is a brutal panel, by the way. But
I think it's a lot worse than Shaggers.
No, I disagree. I think Shaggers was a lot worse.
Well,
honestly, I was genuinely scared for your life. If you remember, I rang up thinking, you're dead. They were my words, weren't they?
Well, a lot of death threats came from that, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But ultimately, when you go through an experience like that, it proves to yourself that you're serious about yourself. Not like serious, but you've got faith in yourself. You know yourself, and you're willing, and you can defend yourself against the most fearsome of critics. And, I don't think you can get any more fearsome a critic than Jake.
Yeah, well,
Quite-
I'll have to, I'll have to sort of, I'll have more conversations, I'm sure, with Jake in the future. But he came across a bit self-righteous, I thought, tonight.
Well, aren't we all self-righteous?
Yeah, but again, the humiliation that's it's supposed to knock that out of us, isn't it?
Listen, I think you've come through your ritual of humiliation, and you've come through it and you've survived it. Well done.
I agree. And
Not
I'm pleased I did it. I'm hoping that Mouse will replay the whole thing and absolutely finish me off. But I'm that boring. I don't think Mouse will bother.
Well, you definitely made a name for yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah. There's a few names I was mentioned tonight about me. Yeah, I get that. But I was hoping in the chat some of the lurkers would show themselves, because I'm wondering what is it with lurking? I'd like some of the lurkers to maybe tell us what is the fascination, the voyeurism. I know Strange Dave is proud to be a lurker, but it's too much to ask that he'd come on, isn't it?
I think it's an unfair word to use myself. I mean,
You don't like it,
because everyone's allowed to just watch if they please. There's no obligation to
well,
make
you say
yourself.
that, but I've heard you screaming abuse at people. If you don't reveal yourself, then I don't want you here. So what's going on there? Is it depending on what mood you're in?
No, that's called double standards, hypocrisy. I say
That's what
embrace it.
makes you so vile, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. Now you're getting it.
It
But
is
do
a pretty
you
vile,
accept me for
vile
being vile?
trait, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's double standards. It's saying one thing one day and another.
But that
I like
again, you just showed us the skills of a YouTuber. Where you're able to just dance with words. It's amazing.
and dance with my principles, throw some principles away, adopt others
Love
when
it.
The feeling comes across me.
And this is what I was saying at the beginning, Matt. You make it look so. I am known as a sycophant. I've been called by many as a sycophant, as somebody that sucks up to Matt Taylor. In fact, your name was mentioned on G Blocks. I'm associated.
Well, I really. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, so I don't have to apologise about it. I mean, you were kind enough to come down to Brighton and meet me, which was very nice of you.
Yeah, well, I was planning to steal your credit cards. Remember, that was the idea.
Yeah.
And then I realised you didn't have any, so.
I actually gave the house to you, didn't I? At one point, I think I popped off for the weekend.
You did, and we won't say any more about that because people are listening.
And of course, I mean, the only thing, if there's any criticism that I'll level against you, is that you brought that certain person into
that's
my
what
house.
I was just hinting at, and you just went there.
Yeah, I'm actually not at liberties to mention that person because I've got to.
Well, I just didn't mention that person, but then you just implied and insinuated about that person.
Yeah, but I know it's all about.
We're not talking about that person.
No, and I don't even know what person we're talking about. To be fair,
nor do I. Does anyone in the does any if they're not lurkers, what do we call them?
Viewers.
Viewers, of course.
Yes, because they're viewing. They're just because what's happening. They're going, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Oh, I think I've lost all your viewers. Surely there's none watching now. I can't see what they are.
We've got double figures. We've got double figures.
Are you serious?
But what they can't get their head round is that there's a civil conversation going on YouTube.
Well, that's because we were lovers and we've been intimate, and I think they can pick up on that.
Hello, Brian. Brian's in the house.
Oh, Brian's here.
Brian is. Yeah.
Sponsor of the show.
Yes. I'm speaking on Brian's microphone at the moment. I wish I had one of his computers.
Well,
but it is better.
You can't push your luck, Matt. Brian's been very generous. If you keep losing his property, what do you expect?
I know. Yes.
You've got to learn to keep hold of your property.
So tell us more about Kaylee's new YouTube channel.
Well, I've just been picking up, and she's the latest is that, in fact, it's her birthday on Sunday, so I'm sure we all want to wish Kaylee a fantastic 40th on Sunday.
Wonderful.
And she's
before we go on, I just want to, sorry,
go ahead.
Hello to Hookland. Hookland was brave enough.
Now that's a name from the past, isn't it, Hookland? Well,
he's a friend of mine on Twitter.
Very good.
And he just said audience members, not lurkers.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's an even nicer expression, isn't it?
Yes, and he goes on to say 100% engagement would be screaming match, and I think it's got a very good point. So, but that aside, unless you want to say
talking about Sunday.
No, let's go back to Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's Kaylee's 40th. Fantastic.
Kaylee's 40th, and she's celebrating with a fresh new start. And panels will be up, and people will be invited on, and let's see what happens. It could be carnage.
I'm sure it won't be. And so when you say a fresh new start, is that a new channel, is it?
I think it's the channel that she's already got.
Love it.
She had to start up another one. It got struck, didn't it? That's what happens.
Yeah. So we're going to have a Kaylee panel. Wonderful.
And, can Matt Taylor go on Kaylee's and sort of, you've got to navigate the terrain, haven't you? Because there's certain places you can't go, obviously.
Hand on my heart, I don't think I'll be able to because of the topic.
Because Jake's only got a one-track mind, isn't he?
Yeah, and I just don't think I'd be able to join in a conversation with Jake or Kaylee. I'd love to.
I agree. I think it will be too dangerous.
Yeah. Brian says, big 40th. I hope Kaylee has a great birthday. Life goes well and people prosper. Yes.
Well, we know that Kaylee is a fiery person. She doesn't hold back. She's like me. She's regularly booted off panels and ridiculed, and so.
But you see, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat because I haven't got the boobs to do what you and Kaylee does. That's why I do my own panel in which I'm in charge. So, yes, boobs.
Yeah, I thought you said boobs because I thought it cut out, and I thought, why is he saying boobs? But then you have got man boobs. So
I know I have, and they're hairy man boobs
too. You've got the boobs then.
Yes, damn right.
So that's incorrect. What you're saying, you do have the boobs.
I've got the boobs and the balls. I like to I like to keep attention on my boobs.
Yeah.
And so I haven't got the boobs. Well, I have got the boobs, but I haven't got the boobs of you or Kaylee.
I just think you're making excuses, man. I'm sorry. I just think you just get on the panel and see what happens. And if you end up,
ultimately, if certain topics are spoken about, and then I'll just keep stum. And if someone edges me, I'll just say I'm not able to talk about that. So
would that be acceptable? Or would you have to go through that with some legal people, to see if that's acceptable?
I think I'll just do it, and if I'm arrested the next day, obviously that's a no.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that, man. We don't want that. We want you to be a reformed character. Those days are over, surely.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what criteria they come and arrest me for anymore.
I've heard they don't nick you for anything these days.
Yeah. Last time, Plisco spammed a certain name on my screen. It was up for a second. I got arrested for that.
That's shocking, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Really, and I lost all my gear on that as well.
And this is what I don't think people understand. You see that Matt Taylor has been absolutely, he's been targeted. There's no other way of saying it. And I say enough is enough.
Well, yes, I mean, but I agree. I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to go through a fraction of what I've gone through.
And that's what I was saying at the beginning. Matt Taylor has, I already admired him and viewed him as the Mozart of YouTube, but now I'm thinking, fuck, how does he do it? Really. I'm stunned.
Am I mentally ill? Am I glutton for punishment?
Maybe that's what it is. That could be what it is.
I don't think so.
Well, there's rumours, as you know, that you are very ill and you need help. I've read the comments. I've seen
I
them.
really think I've got big boobs. And when you got big boobs like me, it gives you the confidence to go, fuck it. I'm putting my bra on and I'm going out and I'm going to show my nipples.
So you're pretty much the opposite. Well, not the opposite of Paris. I was going to say the opposite, but you know, you don't need an operation.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You already have the
And my
boobs.
secret is yogurt. I
Okay.
massage a lot of yogurt on my breasts.
Okay. That's
And
good to know.
it just seems to work really well.
Okay.
Yes, Hookland says that arrest was down to HJ working with Uncle P. Yes, on behalf of. Yeah, that's definitely what Hookland says in the chat is definitely right. Oh, so look, we've lost Jack. That was a nice conversation, wasn't it? It was a nice conversation. Can't have an opinion on YouTube anymore without police threats from trolls. Yes, that's so true. So true, Stu. That's so true, Stu. Absolutely true, Stu. Absolutely true. So listen, Jack's gone. Jack was like, I've had enough of talking to him. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up myself. God. One day. Lost connection, yes. One day I'll be as successful as Grobnob. And what I mean, you know what I mean by that, don't you? Just be accepted for who I am. But anyway, it's been nice. We'll be wrapping it up now. We're coming to the end of the promotional video. So I got a privacy strike today, a privacy complaint. I don't know whether it was from God's Child Forever or Life Hut. It would be nice to be told. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for coming in tonight. It's a little impromptu. I was inspired by Jamie Brown. I wish Jamie Brown all the luck on becoming as big as Andrew Tate. And if you believe hard enough, and if you believe long enough, all your dreams will come true. And my dream is to be as big as Grobnob, the greatest troll in history. Big shout out to the chat tonight. Brian PC, good to see you in here. As always, it was very nice of Jack to come on. Thank you, Jack, for coming on. Stu Infinity, it's great to see you, Stu. And of course, it's wonderful to see Hookland in the chat. And a big shout out to the first person who came in, Peter. Peter says, I was a very bad person. And I said, give me your reason why. And it's because I talk too much. And that's true. I've got a big mouth. I'm all mouth, that was it. I'm all mouth, yes. I am all mouth. I say, if you've got something, use it. Use it. And that's why I like to flash my boobs. Lots of strike happening at the moment. You're not on your own, Matt. Yes, thank you, Stu. Thank you. Hookland says, a good night. Shoot straight pinball. We're coming up to the end of the promotional video. Thank you ever so much for joining me. And I'll be back on tomorrow. Until the next time, remember King Arthur loves you as much as I do. Good night. Farewell. Sleep tight. And remember, oh, I've forgotten. Just like that. No, just remember what the reason you're alive. What is the reason we're all here for? Why do we bother? We've all got our own reasons why we're here, why we bother. And it's all unique to every single one of us. And we all have to keep that reason alive and fresh and at the forefront of our minds. We have to remember why we do what we do. And if we keep that in our hearts and in our souls, nothing will stop us. I do this because I love you. I love life. I love people. I love engagement. And I'm going to keep that at the forefront of my thinking. And so until the next time, just keep doing what we all love doing. And that's unique to every single one of us. Don't let anyone else tell you that what you're doing is wrong, because that's not nice. Go on, go and have a glass of wine. You deserve it. Go and have a glass of water. It's free. But most of all, do what makes you happy. Good night, farewell. And remember, King Arthur loves you as much as I love you too.